Welcome to Mastery of Writing the Personal Narrative.
Lesson 5, Video 1. This video is the third of 5 lectures on sentence structure. In the first sentence structure video, we established the definition of a sentence. In the second one, we introduced the theory of writing simple sentences that included descriptions. In this lecture, we are going to continue our discussion of the simple sentence. As I mentioned in the first sentence structure lecture, a writer considers his or her choices about how to write sentences carefully. In this lecture, we'll look at simple sentences with 2 subjects or 2 verb phrases. As you watch this lecture, look for how a sentence can still be called a simple sentence when it has 2 different subjects or 2 different verb phrases.
Make sure to take good notes.
As with every video, at the end you will be asked to submit a question for inquiry. By the end of this lecture, you will be able to effectively compose a simple sentence that has either 2 subjects or 2 verb phrases.
There are several ways your instructor might help you once you watch this lecture. After the initial inquiry session, he or she might have you work on constructing sentences in a small group with your classmates. You might do more research on how to determine if a sentence has a simple structure. Or you might be asked to write a summary of the simple sentence structure when sentences have 2 subjects or verb phrases. Watch this video and watch it again if you don't understand everything that you see. Are you ready? Okay, a sentence must have a complete thought that can stand by itself, and it's got to have a subject and a verb phrase. Remember? Now, what if a sentence has 2 people doing one thing? Would that be a simple sentence? Say yes. And what if a sentence has 1 person doing 2 things? Would that be a simple sentence? Say yes. What is the subject of a sentence? The subject is a noun, and it's what the sentence is about. Remember? A noun is a person, place, thing, or an idea. And in the sentence that we used as an example in the last sentence lecture, Mark works, Mark is the subject of the sentence. Do you remember what a verb phrase is? It's what the sentence says about the subject. In the same sentence, works is the verb phrase. If you remember, we agreed that Mark works is a complete simple sentence. Have you been using the 4 test questions for a simple sentence? Mark works is a complete simple sentence because it is one idea, it can stand on its own, it has a subject, and it also has a verb phrase. Let's say that our next sentence says something like, Ted works. Putting the 2 together, they would read, Mark works, Ted works. How does that sound? Kind of choppy, wouldn't you say? This is where a writer must use sentence variety skills. The 2 sentences have the same verb phrase but different subjects. It would be easier for a reader if the writer combined the 2 subjects into one sentence and wrote, Mark and Ted work. Notice that the verb changed a bit. We had to take the S off. We'll talk about that in a future video. For now, would you agree that this second version is better than the 2 separate sentences? Can you tell me if it's a simple sentence, though? Does it have 1 idea? Can it stand on its own? Does it have a subject? Does it have a verb phrase? It can certainly stand on its own. It has a subject and a verb phrase. But is there more than 1 idea in this sentence? It is still a simple sentence. There is 1 idea. There are 2 people doing the same thing. Visualize Mark and Ted digging a hole together. It's 1 action. Wouldn't you agree with that? Mark and Ted work is a simple sentence with a double subject. Grammar textbooks call this a compound subject. We'll discuss this kind of subject again in another mastery writing class. The same rule applies to a sentence that has two verb phrases. Let's take a look. You could write two sentences about what Mark does. Mark works, Mark sings. And this is sort of choppy, just like the two sentences with different subjects, isn't it? And you know what to do. Mark works and sings. Still not very exciting, but it's better than two choppy sentences, don't you think? Do you see why it's still a simple sentence? It's the same thinking behind the double subject. One subject can have two verb phrases, and it's still called a simple sentence. Can you visualize Mark working from 9 to 5 and then going to choir practice to sing? You are learning the basics of a simple sentence with two subjects or two verb phrases. You might not understand these ideas at first, and that's perfectly okay. The best way to learn about writing content-rich sentences is to show up for class and practice with your writing instructor and your classmates. And one thing is very important when you're learning how to write. Never, never, never give up. Remember? Sir Winston Churchill, Prime Minister of England, and he flunked out of the 6th grade. You can always look at this video again. If you don't understand it, watch it again. If you're confused and frustrated, if you're happy and you're grateful, either way, never give up. And remember,
Work hard and have fun.